Okay, today we're going to read scene 7, which starts on page 39. And when we finish with that, then I will talk about what the expectations for tomorrow are. What's going to happen tomorrow. Okay, so scene 7. So what happened on Friday, just informative purposes. I'm sure you guys will watch the video on YouTube at some point, but just as a bridge to get us by, what happened on Friday in the reading?
They, like, the king and everybody came to their castle, but Lady Macbeth came up with, like, a scary plan to, like, murder the king and then...
Okay, so Friday's reading started with scene 5, which is where Lady Macbeth gives the take from my breasts, you murdering ministers.
Breasts?
Yeah, sorry, this word breast was in there. Taya's gonna be Lady Macbeth.
I don't remember that.
I had to read her long speech. What does she want to be?
That's why
She
you're
wants to
going
be
with it.
king, queen.
What does she ask the spirits for?
She wants to
Take
be
her
a
Come,
man.
you spirits that tend on mortal thoughts, unsex me here and fill me from the nave to the toe top full of direst cruelty.
She wants to be a man.
Make thick my blood, stop up the passage and access to grief.
He has the strength to kill the king because apparently women are evil on their
They're
own.
too
Yes.
soft
See, this book is the most confusing. book I've
Women
ever
are too soft. They are not strong enough to do evil things. And so she asks the spirits to make her
a man.
a man so that she can not like transgenderify her, but just give me the stuff that men have so that I can be evil. Okay?
Yeah.
Because she plans to do what?
Kill the king.
But she has some doubts about whom?
Her husband.
Because he is
Too nice.
too nice. Too full of the milk of human kindness is what she says.
Where do you find the videos
On my YouTube channel.
See, like, when we talk about it, I understand it, but as soon as we read it,
If
it's
you
like,
go
I do
to
not have any
Schoology
idea
to the
what the
must-haves folder, there's a link, I believe. You tell me. It looks different when I click on it because I already own the channel. So, does it pop up and then it should say like 1.13 Macbeth or something? Should be the most recent video.
I go to the bathroom.
Can you see it or not?
Or like,
It says 11, 12,
Don't even get back.
yeah.
11? That's too far away.
That's November.
That's the one that popped up.
Okay, I'll come back to you. Let's get this scene done and then we'll go back and look at it. Okay, so Macbeth's wife is out greeting the king. In the meantime, he is in his bedchamber, which this is like a castle, so bedchamber. I say it like that, not bedroom, because it's like a huge space. Yeah, it's not like a bedroom like we
the
would
commons
think
area?
of. Yeah, like the commons area where there'd be like a private bath and a sitting area and also a bed somewhere. Okay, big space. That's the bedchamber. So he's in there having this like quiet moment to himself. So I'm on page 39. This is another popular passage that kids choose to memorize for their final project.
What even is that? Like, what do we have to do for it?
How do you memorize it?
Page 39.
Yeah, like, how would you memorize a lot?
I think you only have to memorize 15 lines or 12 lines or
We
something.
do for our final project?
It's an option.
What was memorize? How many lines?
It's like a tic-tac-toe. You get to pick, and one of the options is memorization.
They're probably all harder than hell.
No?
Memorization
We should
don't
do
be
that.
hard.
Like, cook Macbeth.
15 lines
You
is
wouldn't
all?
like
That
it.
ain't that bad.
Ready?
I
Right.
guess.
It's all about the experience we're starting.
Okay. Macbeth. I'm being Macbeth, and then Taya, you'll have to come in eventually. If it were done when 'tis done, then 'twere well it were done quickly. If the assassination could trammel up the consequence and catch with his surcease success, that but this blow might be the be-all and the end-all here. Okay, so what's he say there? break this down as we go.
So that, like, her killing the king, it'll be like the end all or whatever.
Not it will be. If it would be. If killing the king would be the end, that would be one thing. Why is killing the king not the end?
Because his
He
son.
would become
Because his son
and his other
and his other son are also in the road. And who's to know that Macbeth would even be the next person? Like, that isn't even an announced thing. So he says, if all it took was killing the king, that would be one thing. But it's not. Okay, line 5, 6. But here, upon this bank and shoal of time, we jump the life to come. But in these cases, we still have judgments here, that we but teach bloody instructions, which, being taught, return to plague the inventor. This even-handed justice commends the ingredients of our poison chalice to our own lips. Okay, so there's 2 metaphors in there. If we teach bloody instructions, they will come back to plague the inventor, meaning karma, basically. And then the second part, this even-handed justice commends the ingredients of our poison chalice to our own lips. Like, we're going to put the poison in the cup,
And
but then we're going to drink it. Okay?
What goes around comes around, kind of.
Yep. All right, so here's the next part. He's here in double trust. This is the king. He. First, as I am his kinsman and his subject, strong both against the deed. Then, as his host, who should against his murderer shut the door, not bear the knife myself. Okay, so he's here in double trust. Part 1, Duncan trusts him, number 1, because Macbeth is his soldier,
This is for number 4.
his kinsman and his thane, both strong against the deed. And then the second trust relationship is Macbeth is also Duncan's
subject.
That one goes together. Soldier, subject,
His host.
his host, who should shut the door against a murderer who's trying to come in, not bear the knife myself. Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay? Besides, so far, how many reasons has he given to not kill him?
3.
I mean, at least 3. I got 5. Number 1, it's not the be-all and the end-all. Number 2 and 3 kind of go together, those 2 karma metaphors. Number 4, Macbeth is his kinsman. Number 5, Macbeth is his host. Here comes another one. I'm on line 17. Besides, this Duncan hath borne his faculties so meek, hath been so clear in his great office, that his virtues will plead like angels, trumpet-tongued against the deep damnation of his taking off. Okay, so what's the next one? This is like reason number 6. Duncan hath borne his faculties so meek, hath been so clear in his great office, that his virtues will plead like angels, trumpet-tongued
He's a good person.
against the deep damnation of his taking off. What is making noise? Okay, look over in the side notes. It says, hath exercised his power so humbly or so compassionately, that his virtues, what's a virtue?
Like
Something you give.
Something about you that is good. It's the opposite of vice. Vice, things about you that are bad. Virtue, things about you that are good. His virtues will be sung by the angels when he dies. That's how good of a person he is. The angels will sing his praises. That's how good of a king and a person he is. So that's reason number 6, all in this passage, why Duncan should not be killed. Okay? Next. And pity, like a naked newborn babe striding the blast, or heaven's cherubim, horsed upon the sightless couriers of the air, shall blow the horrid deed in every eye that tears shall drown the wind. Okay, so reason number 7, another angel metaphor. A cherub is a little baby angel, like Cupid, kind of, wears a diaper, cute little chubby cheeks. The angels shall cry tears that will drown out the wind when he dies.
People will be sad.
Like, not people, but like the world. Even the heavens will be sad if he dies. This is how good of a person he is. So then Macbeth says, I have no spur to prick the sides of my intent, but only vaulting ambition, which overleaps itself and falls on the other, and then his wife bursts in. So what does he say there at the end? I have no spur to prick the sides of my intent, but only vaulting ambition.
He wants it, but he doesn't want to do it.
The only thing that would make him do this is what?
His wife.
Ambition to become king.
His own
Will.
ambition. That's the only thing. There's literally no other reason on planet Earth why Duncan should die except Macbeth's own ambition to become king. That's the only thing.
That's for number 5?
I don't know what the questions
Oh,
are.
sorry. Which one are you guys doing?
I'm kind of lost.
Okay, so Lady Macbeth comes bursting in. She just was getting the king settled. Remember they had that little moment outside the castle where things smell sweet and there's birds chirping. Yay, it's such a beautiful place. And then she comes in, gets him settled down, and now she comes to find what her husband's been doing. How now? What news?
He has almost supped. Why have you left the chamber?
Hath he asked for me?
Know you not he has.
We will proceed no further in this business. He hath honored me of late. P.S. Here we're getting reason number 8 and 9 why he shouldn't do it. He hath honored me of late, and I have bought golden opinions from all sorts of people, which would be worn now in their newest gloss, not cast aside so soon. So what's the last 2 reasons why he doesn't want to do it?
He's honored him
With what?
becoming Thane to Cawdor.
Okay. Duncan just gave him this new promotion, Thane of Cawdor. And then the last one,
Everyone thinks highly of him.
everyone loves him. Like every person, even his enemies love him. Okay, the man has no enemies. He is just that good of a person. Okay, how do you think, knowing what you know about Lady Macbeth, how do you think she would take this news?
Slap him across the face.
Pretty much, yeah, go ahead.
Was the
So this is said with a biting tongue.
was the hope drunk, wherein you dressed yourself? Hath it slept since? And wakes it now to look so green and pale at what did so freely? From this time such I account thy love. Art thou afeared to be the same in thine own act and valor, as thou art in desire? Wouldst thou have that which thou esteemest, the ornament of life, and live a coward in thine own esteem? Letting I dare not wait upon, I would, like the poor cat in the adage.
Okay, so we'll come back to that part. Okay, so she starts out with these rhetorical questions that there's like, wives do this to their husbands a lot. Like, did you think the trash was going to take itself out? Or what did you think I meant when I said that? Women always giving rhetorical questions, and their husbands are like, just tell me what you want me to do. Don't speak in riddle. Okay, you're going to get there someday, I promise. Okay, anyway, so she like questions him. Were you drunk last time we talked? Did you forget our whole conversation about how amazing we're gonna be? And then what does she do? This is the way to spur a man into action. Call him
A coward.
a coward. Anybody heard Tanner Landers' poetry piece for speech? Because it totally plays into this idea that men aren't cowards. You call a man a coward, you are questioning his very essence of manliness. And no man's gonna stand for that. And she knows how to get to her husband. Women know. They know exactly what to say to get what they want. So she pushes that button. She says the things that she knows will make him do it. So she calls him a coward.
Pale.
Like he's pale and green. He's so scared of what's going to happen. Okay? And then she uses this metaphor, the cat in the adage. An adage is a little saying. Like, early to bed, early to rise makes a man healthy, wealthy, and wise. The early bird gets the worm, or don't cry over spilt milk. These are like little sayings of wisdom. The one she's talking about is the cat who would eat a fish but wouldn't get his feet wet. So people who want something but aren't willing to work for it. Like they just want the fish dropped at their feet, not actually having to go fish it out themselves. Okay.
Says her. She's the one sitting back watching him do this.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Smack that woman.
Prithee, peace. I dare do all that may become a man. Who dares do more is none. So he says, I can be a man without doing that. Sometimes less is more. She says,
What beast wasn't? Then that made you break this enterprise to me. When you durst do it, then you were a man. And to be more than what you were, you would be so much more than the man. Nor time nor place did then adhere, and yet you would make both. They have made themselves, and that their fitness now does unmake you. I have.
okay, pause for a second. Okay, so first she calls him a coward. Now what is she doing? Questioning what?
His manhood.
Questioning his manhood, asking him if he's really a man. And now she's going to give this very dramatic example of how far she would go. Go ahead.
I have given suck, and now how tender it is to love the babe that milks me. I would, while it was smiling in my face, have plucked my nipple from his boneless gums and dashed the brains out. Had I so sworn as you have done this.
Okay, so the thing we talked about this, I talked about this on because she made this comment also, and we're gonna come back to this with one of the movies. This whole issue with nursing your young, but she made the comment in her first speech about turning her milk to bile, and now she's giving another example that says, "I know how tender it is to nurse the babe that milks me." Okay, and like nursing babies is this like only mother thing, you know, it's this like tender, sweet relationship moment about like that only women can experience. And she says she would take her babe that was nursing, pluck its
Titty.
mouth from her nipple, and bash its brains out. If she told Macbeth, if she told him she would do it, she would do it. That's the lengths she's willing to go to for him.
Bullshit.
Okay?
Let's do it,
What
man.
is that's weird.
Hold on.
That baby.
He's actually showing something.
Ready? If we should fail,
We fail, but screw your courage to the sticking place, and will not fail. When Duncan is asleep,
okay, so what's his fear?
They'll get caught.
That they'll get caught, that they'll fail. This is a line from Hamilton, by the way, if there's any Hamilton lyric lovers in here. She says, screw your courage to the sticking post. It's in a letter from Angelica to Hamilton. Anyway, this line that if he would just stick with the plan. And now she's gonna tell us her plan.
Whereto the rather
Start
shall,
over with Duncan.
when Duncan is asleep, whereto the rather shall his day's hard journey soundly invite him. His two chamberlains will I with wine and wassail so convince that memory, the water of the brain, shall be a fume, and the receipt of reason a limbeck only. When in swinish sleep their drenched natures lies as in a death. What cannot you and I perform upon the unguarded Duncan? What not put upon his spongy officers, who shall bear the guilt of our great well?
So what's she gonna do? What's her plan?
To get him drunk and then drown.
Close. Halfway right. Get who drunk?
Duncan.
No?
The king.
The guards.
Oh.
The king is gonna be falling asleep soon anyway. He had a long day of travel. This battle had been going on. He's in a safe place. He's gonna be ready to sleep. So when he goes to sleep, what's Lady Macbeth gonna do?
Kill him.
No. When Duncan goes to sleep, what's she gonna do?
Make them the guards all drunk.
She's gonna get the guards all drunk
Take him to a forest.
so that they do what?
Leave.
No.
Forget.
Pass out.
Pass out. Then, when in swinish sleep, their drenched nature lie as in death, so they're like passed out. What cannot you and I perform on the unguarded Duncan? We could do anything. And then, what not put upon his spongy officers, who shall bear the guilt of our efforts? So they're going to get the guards drunk, then they're going to
Blame the guards.
blame the guards. Make sense?
Yep.
Okay. Bring forth men, children only. For thy undaunted mettle should compose nothing but males. Will it not be received when we have marked with blood those sleepy two of his own chamber, and use their very daggers that they have done it? So here's little innocent, naive Macbeth. But won't people think the guards did it then? She says,
That's the point.
Who dares receive it other? As we shall make our griefs and clamor roar upon his death.
she's like, yeah, that's the point. And who's gonna sell it that the guards must have done it?
Those
Yeah.
two.
These two right here. I am settled and bent up each corporeal agent to this terrible feat. Away and mock the time with fairest show. False face must hide what the false heart doth know. Dun dun dun.
So he decides to do it.
She's not really giving him an option.
Well, the last question is what does he decide to do?
Sorry, Jude, you're dead.
Yeah.
You know your fate now.
Okay, so you have 20 minutes, 19 minutes. So tomorrow when you come into class, we're going to check the study guide real quick, just like if you have any questions you still don't know the answers to. Number 2, take the Act 1 quiz. Number 3, check the quotes worksheet. And then if there's time left, we'll watch part of the movie.
Oh, we're gonna watch him in acts.
Yeah, we'll watch it as we go. There's a really good Shakespearean theater movie that follows it almost like line for line for line. And then there are some
A lot
awesome.
better than Beowulf movie.
Yeah. Well, the movie itself actually isn't that good. Like it's kind of boring. It's like a video play. But then there are 2 movies that we'll watch at the end that are both awesome.